Okay, we're here live, streaming both on Facebook and on YouTube. Wanted to let you know first that there was a little issue. I planned on having like a whiteboard and drawing things out for you, letting you know what my December routine is all about and how I do it. But unexpectedly, when I went to go shift my station here over to the boardroom, I found that my whiteboard was gone. They're actually doing some renovations here at the office, and they removed the whiteboard. So I thought I was going to have everything I need, but you know what? That happens in life sometimes. Sometimes you think everything's going to go a certain way, and then it doesn't. And that's actually perfect leeway into our topic today, which is when you think about your life in a certain way that you're going to want to do things or have things in your life, and you try to plan out your year, and things don't just go the way it happened. So that's kind of like the same situation like I just had. No whiteboard, no drawing board, right? Sometimes things are not going to go the way you plan, but what's important is that you plan for those things to happen. So look at it this way. I planned for the boardroom, to have the boardroom. I planned on drawing out how to set up how to have an epic, how to have an epic 2017. I planned out the presentation I was going to give you guys, and guess what? The whiteboard is gone. So now you just got me right here, amigo to amigo, right? And that's what it is. So sometimes life is going to happen, right? Things are going to happen in your life that's going to veer you off in the wrong direction of your goals and dreams. So I want to let you know that even though it happens, is how do you stay on track? Well, that's what this session is really all about. It's about staying on track. Well, first setting your goals, staying on track, and continuing to stay focused even though things happen and things come up. So what I wanted to share with you in today's, almost like instant video, I started this morning and I was like, hey, towards the last 2 weeks of every year, what I do is I reevaluate all the goals that I've done, that I set in the beginning, at the end of the previous year, and as I go forward into the entire year. So I reviewed my 2016 goals, which I created at the end of 2015. Okay, so now that we're at the end of 2016, here we are at the beginning, on the cusp of 2017. So I want to give you some tips and tricks and some advice on how to set up some goals moving forward in your life. You can feel free to ask any questions or share comments during this, during our time together. But I want to give you some quick tips on how to do this properly and effectively to actually help you gain results even faster. I've been goal setting probably like now 12 years, I think. I call it goal setting as taking your thoughts and your dreams and putting it down on paper. And I've tried a lot of different ways. I actually even came out with my own version of a course called Steps to Success, an action guide on how to set and achieve your goals, getting to achieve them faster than you thought you would have imagined. And what I've discovered over the years with being in coaching programs and also setting goals myself and watching them happen is that nothing is more powerful than actually having them written down in a place you can see it. I've also taught these things to many, many people over the years, whether it was at live events or in personal one-on-one or even small group trainings. I've taught these things, and they're fundamental and they're proven to work. So I encourage you to go out and start and try and use them so that you too can have an awesome in 2017. I also want to let you know that at the beginning of 2017, first quarter, I'm focusing mainly on a topic called focus, right? The main topic of focus. It seems to me more and more that people are ever being bombarded either with notifications or things happening, life getting in the way, and they really just want to hone in and be focused. Especially as entrepreneurs and business owners, there's like double the amount of things that come into our life, double the amount of opportunities, contacts that we connect with, right? We're not just doing our job, we're actually doing even more. Our brain is actually working even more. So whether you have a home-based business or whether you have a business a brick and mortar business, or maybe you have an online business, the reality is when you're in business and you're an entrepreneur, that there is actually more than the average person who just has a job is thinking about, right? There's a lot more going on upstairs than there is, so than the average person. So in order to live an efficient life and actually get things done, we need to have focus. I want to share with you a few things I did in 2016 to help me reduce the distraction, or to narrow things down, to clean things up, to get more focused in 2016. One of the biggest things I did was I went from all my reading material and audiobooks, I went digital. I called it for a number of months. I said I'm going digital. And in the digital process, I had over 2,000 book titles. That means I had over 2,000 books that I've read. And I don't know, some of them, I know there was a few where I read maybe almost to the end and stuff like that, of course. But I had over 2,000 paper or hardcover books, and I had audio programs as well. And what I did was I either sold them, I either donated them, or gave them away. But what I did in transition of that, I actually bought them or own them in digital format now. So that was one of the biggest things I wanted to do in 2016. I wanted to completely go digital in that area of my life. Got me more focused, got me more organized. I didn't have to have all these bookshelves with books. Everything was in my mobile devices. Another thing I did was I took all my notes. This was another big thing about going digital in 2016. Cleaning up my life in notes. Now, if you're a reader or a writer, I'm sure you've taken notes at some point in your life, and then you've tried to go find those notes. Where are they? You had a great idea, you wrote it down, but you didn't know where to find it, right? So that happened to me a lot, and I literally had I counted 16 binders or books or notebooks filled with notes that were just stacked up. They were all piled up, and I was just like, what do I do with this? And I didn't want to write them all out. I didn't want to rewrite or retype them. I thought about a few different strategies. I'm like, okay, I can have my assistant write this all out, and then it'll be all digital in my software and everything. And I said, no, there's got to be a better way. So what I found was a company called Inception Technologies out of California. And what they did was they actually had a scanning software, where you mail your documents to them, paper documents, notes, books, whatever, magazines, you mail it to them, they scan them, and then they put it in a PDF format. And the other cool thing is that every PDF document is searchable. That means you can search for a specific word and it pulls it up in that PDF document. It's really powerful software. I absolutely loved it. So that's what I did. I shipped them the 16 notebooks. I put a title on each notebook. I sent it over to them. They titled each notebook. Every PDF had a title, so they titled each notebook, and then they put it in an email and they sent it over to me. And that's it. And I had the digital format of my notes, and now I had all my notes digitalized in PDF format, all broken down by every notebook. And the cool thing about that was they actually shred the notes after you're done. They shred it for free. So they shredded all my notes. So that's how I organized all my notes in that way. And then another thing I did, and I highly recommend you use this going into 2017, I would recommend that you use a mobile app called Evernote. Evernote, it has a little green elephant on it. I highly recommend you use it. It's really powerful. It also has that search feature that you can use. And that search feature is where you can search by notebook, you can search by word, you can search by topic. So I encourage you to use Evernote as well. It's really, really powerful. Okay, so those were a few things I did in 2016 to organize and be focused. And I'm also going to be sharing over the next few months, I'm going to be sharing different things that you can do in your life so you can get more focused and organized and have a better 2017 in your life than in 2016. So one of the things I want to talk about today was also goal setting in order to plan for your future. Now, I want to share with you another mobile app that's really powerful that I've been using for over 5 years, I think. It's called Wunderlist, and Wunderlist is spelled W-U-N-D-E-R-L-I-S-T. So it's W-U, not W-O. Okay, so it's Wunderlist. Wunderlist.com. It's a mobile app you can have on your phone. You can have it on your desktop, and it's a great place where you can save the your lists, your goal lists, okay? And that is really important. That's kind of like the topic of today, is writing lists out, because anytime you have a dream, a goal, a wish, if it's just up here mentally and it's not written down, then it's not really going to come true. It's more than likely not going to happen. It's just a wish. It's just going to disappear, okay? But it becomes a reality when you actually write it down and you put it in a place you can see it. Now, that's a little secret for you, is you have to put it in a place you can see it. If you write it down physically with a pen and a paper, you're going to want to post that paper in a place you can see it, like every day. Some people put it in their kitchen, some people put it in their bathroom, some people put it in their drawer, whatever it is. Not their drawer. Some people put it in their car, some people put it in their pocketbook. I used to carry around a little, it was about the size of a business card. I don't have any size on me, but it was about the size of a business card, and it had my top 5 goals on that business card, and I put it in my wallet. And every time I opened up my wallet, the exact place where my license would go, my driving license, instead of seeing my picture every time, I actually put my goals in there. So every time I opened my wallet, I was seeing my top 5 goals. And here is a magic question, a magic question that you can ask yourself every time you see your goals. You ask yourself this question. You ask yourself, what can I do today to get myself one step closer to my goal? So I'm going to say that again. What can I do today to get myself one step closer to my goal? So when you ask yourself that question, you're now activating your mind to say, okay, what am I going to do today? What am I going to do? What am I going to get done? One of the processes that I have that gave me complete breakthrough, and this was about, I don't know, I want to say like maybe 7 or 8 years ago, I started using that mobile app, and when I started reviewing my goals every day, I every morning during breakfast, while I'm eating and drinking, there's a little bit of science behind this, by the way. When I was eating breakfast, I open up my mobile app and I look at my goals and dreams. And anytime this is the science behind goal setting and dream achievement. If you can relate your goals when you're writing them down, or if you're reviewing them, connect it with a positive experience. Okay, connect it with a positive experience. Some people have probably seen or heard or done this. If you've done some goal setting before, there are other goal setting programs out there that when they get you to write down your goals, they actually say, hey, turn on some peaceful music, put some music in the background, write down your goals, helps expand your mind, right? And the reason why that is they're just trying to help you connect with your goals and dreams in that way. So one of the things I learned from an NLP training a number of years ago was that when you are activating your goals and dreams and you're constantly putting yourself in that emotional state, what happens is it just brings a good feeling. And that's really what you want around your goals and dreams. You want a good feeling around them, because you have to alter your state of mind in order to get there, in order to achieve your goals and dreams. Because sometimes the biggest barrier and the biggest resistance we have in our daily life when it comes to goal setting and life achievement is our emotion, is how we feel about our life. It's how we feel about our situation. It's how we feel about things. So if you can get excited about your goals and dreams, you're gonna just turn your world on fire. So that's a little strategy there. Now let me give you a breakdown of how you should set your goals, and you're gonna do it backwards, okay? It's called annual backwards goals. Basically what you wanna do is, what do you want to achieve for the entire year? So even if you have to break it down and say, okay, what do I wanna achieve for 2017, right? That's the big picture, that's the entire year. Then what you do is you work your way backwards, okay? So you say, what do I want to achieve in the next 12 months, in a year? What do I want to achieve in a month? What do I want to achieve in a year? Excuse me, in a week? What do I want to achieve in a day, right? So you take that entire goal, one goal, and you say, okay, what do I want to achieve in that year? So I'm just going to break it down for you like this in money, okay? So let's just say I want to achieve $100,000 a year, okay? What does that look like? How much money do I need to make per month? How much money do I need to make per week? How much money do I need to make per day? How much money do I need to make per hour, right? So you kind of just work your way backwards. Start with the annual goal and then work your way backwards. And there's another saying called break it down to the ridiculous. Really, really break it down so that you know what you have to do every day. Now, here is a very important thing as you strive and you move forward towards your goal achievement. Every day you have to have tasks towards your goal, okay? It doesn't matter if you're doing this part-time or full-time job, or you're running a full-time business. You need to have your goals broken down into tasks. You need to have them into bite-sized, small-sized pieces. The saying goes that how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time, right? So how do you master and conquer something so big? Your goal is so big. How do you achieve it? One small step, one small bite at a time, right? That's how you achieve your big goals, is by taking one small step at a time. Now, I'm going to share with you another app that I really like, that if you're using you want something to be reminded by. Oh, I did share it with you already. Sorry, Wunderlist. I was going to share. I already shared that with you. But use that app, Wunderlist, and what you do with that in that software. And I actually have a video about this, how to use Wunderlist. It's in the YouTube channel for Fearless Millionaire, which is, you can check out that video, how to use Wunderlist. I'll probably attach it to this video in some way. And what you can do is see how to set up that app and use it. And what I encourage you to do is write out your goals in that app. And you can open it up every day, maybe during breakfast or when you wake up or whatever it is for you. And you ask yourself, what can I do today to get myself one step closer to my goal? The really cool thing about that app is it has reminders. It has settings to do repeats. You can actually comment on it. You can share your list with other people that are supportive, that are trying to help you achieve your goals and dreams as well. And you can do that with them also. So I do have a few questions coming in, which I'm going to get to here in just a minute, because I'm going to be wrapping up this. I'm going to be wrapping this up for you here in just a minute. So I am going to get your questions, and if you want to ask any other questions, feel free to just chime that in there. The other thing I wanted to share with you is a quote from Abraham Lincoln. He said, when it came to chopping trees, because Abraham Lincoln was known for, being an apple farmer and dealing with a lot of trees. And he said, let me sharpen my axe. And I'm actually briefing this quote, but let me sharpen my axe more than the other guy who took so many other swings. I'm totally butchering this up, but basically he said, I probably could find it because I did attempt to write it down. And if I just get to my notes here, I will share the exact thing for you. Here it is. Otherwise, me butchering it like crazy. Abraham Lincoln said, "Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, and I will spend the first 4 sharpening the axe." See, my version of that was totally just not right. But give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, and I will spend the first 4 hours sharpening the axe. What that means is you do not want to spend a lot of time on the task. What you want to do is spend a lot of time thinking about the task, sharpening your resources, right? And this is a very powerful thing, right? Because as you set your goals, right? As you write them down and you're setting them and you're reviewing them and you're going over, I want you to have the mindset of that you don't have to get all your goals alone, okay? This is an important part. This is kind of like the sharpening of your axe, right? Thinking about the tasks before you actually go and have to achieve them or do it, okay? What you need to do is sharpen your skill, and that doesn't mean you need to do all your goals yourself. One really powerful strategy is that you can ask someone to help share or help you achieve your goals. Here, let me give you a really powerful strategy that I've shared with many people over the years that works like a charm every time. Have you ever done something for someone and they said to you, "Wow, thank you so much for your help. This has really helped me. Thank you so much for helping me do this. Here, let me give you something, or let me give you money, or let me give you whatever it is," right? And you've responded, no, it's okay. I would do this for free. Have you ever done that before? Well, yeah, I'm sure you have. I mean, I think we all have. Every time I ask that question to somebody, someone always says, yeah, that happens all the time. Or I sometimes mostly hear when people say, yeah, I find myself doing things for free all the time for people. And actually, that's not a very good thing, but let me help you, give you a strategy that you could use to help you achieve your goals at the same time, even if you feel like helping people and enjoy helping people. When someone asks you, hey, let me do this for you, or can I do something for you, or let me give this to you, And what you can say, instead of saying, no, 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 it's okay, no, it's fine, what you can say is, hey, listen, I don't have anything right now that you can help me out with, but can I send you my goal list? And maybe there's something on there that you can help me out with, or maybe there's someone you know that can help me achieve one of my goals. You see how I said that? That's really powerful. I'm gonna say it again for you. It's like, hey, can I send you my list in an email? Can I send you my list and you take a look at it, and maybe there's something on there that you can help me with, or maybe there's someone that you know that can help me with one of these goals. Now, the reason why that's so important to say it like that is because when you send them your goal list, there may be something on there that they can do, and maybe there is something they will do on that list. However, it also helps them expand their mind. Maybe they can get someone that they know and help, say, hey, can you help my friend with this? They really are trying to achieve this. So what that does is put your goals on steroids. It actually boosts your goals, and it helps that other people are getting involved. Now, see, the reality is these people are almost like indebted to you, so they're willing to help you achieve your goals and dreams because you did something for them already. Does that make sense? Now, you don't want to just send your goals and dreams out to everyone that you write down for the entire year. You don't want to just send it out to everyone, okay? Sometimes your closest friends and family are not going to be the people that are really, really super supportive. So what you have to do is literally share it with people that really are on the same path as you. And that want to be successful or are supportive of this. Maybe they write down goals as well, right? That's somebody you want to share that with. All right, so what I want to do is I want to get to a few questions before we wrap this up. And the first one is, how do I make personal goals? What are they? Okay, so I'm going to try to answer that. How do I make personal goals? Well, I would say one of the things I like to do is I like to separate my personal goals from my business goals. That's one thing I definitely like to do. I like to make sure I have my business list and my personal list, and those two are separated. And I like to make sure that they are in their own categories. I think that's really important. Let me tell you something that's really important as you set your goals. Is one of the things you want to do is you want to write down your intentions along the way, like what's really important in your life. It may be your health, it may be your business, maybe your relationships or your education, your financial status, or even how you want to pay it forward and help other people. Make sure you write those things down as you write down your goals. It's really, really important. And I want to ask you a very powerful question that I was told actually in a business coaching program many, many years ago. And it goes like this. It says, if you were to look back in 12 months at the year that passed by, what would you have done in order for you to feel that your year was a success? All right, I'm going to say that again. If you were to look back in 12 months at the year that passed, what would have had to happen in order for you to feel that that year was a success? So think about that for a minute. In 2017, which is right upon us, what is it that's going to make you feel that 2017 is going to be awesome for you? What is it for you that's going to make you feel like, wow, this was my year. This was the year that surpassed every other year. Make sure you write that down. Know what it is you want to be amazing in 2017. Write it out and set goals around that. Let that be like your capstone. Let it be the height of the pyramid, like this is my everything. And build all your goals around that, okay? Build all your goals and dreams around that one thing that's gonna make your year amazing, okay? Now, what's really important as you go through this process is staying focused, right? Staying focused on your goals and dreams. What I would encourage you to do, this is something I've recently adopted, is called themes. Theming out your year or theming out your quarter. I actually haven't done this by the year. I'm doing it by the quarter. That's how I'm starting out with. So the theme of my first quarter in the coming year is focus. So I'm going to take the word focus and really build a theme around being focused and creating clarity, narrowing things down and being completely focused in the year. Okay, so that's my theme. So if you can have a theme, whether it's for the year or whether it's for the quarter, whatever it is for you, maybe it's the month, try to make it longer than a month because it helps that you build momentum on that. Okay, so in everything you do in regards to your theme, if it's, let's say, focus, maybe you should be reading a book about focus, attending a workshop about being focused and creating clarity, watching movies about focus, right? So think about that. Everything you do, songs about being focused, right? Everything you do is pertaining to that specific topic. And that's really what you want to do to theme out your goals for the year, okay? All right, so please keep that in mind. And another thing you're going to want to do, another quick tip I'm going to give you for the year is, and I've done this a few times over the years, and I've done it even with my personal life and my family, is what you want to do is have your goals and dreams in front of you, okay? Now, the last thing I want to talk about here is a vision board, and this actually goes into the other question that came in, is how do you, what's a good way to keep your goals and dreams in front of you? So this is going to answer your question right here. So one of the things I like to do is I like to create a vision board or what's called a dream board, okay? Either one, dream board, vision board, whatever you want to call it. And basically, this is a good example. Basically, this green board here, it's actually a work of art. It would be a good example of how big your vision or dream board should be. It doesn't have to take up a whole wall, but it should be a good size. And on this dream board or on this vision board, what you can do is take pictures and put it on your dream board, right? Just put it on there, right? Now, years ago, I used to take magazines. This was before the internet was really popular, before Google Images was out there. I used to take stacks of magazines and I used to go through them all. And this is the way I was taught. And this is the way I taught people for a number of years. I used to say, I used to get all these magazines and we used to rip out pictures and we used to take the picture that was kind of like what we wanted, right? It was almost close. And we used to take that image and it would represent that. Well, today, the good thing is you have Google Images and you can just use it for your own personal use. So you can find the exact picture that you want on the internet. You can print it out and you can post that picture in a place you can see it and you can look at it all the time. Put your vision and dream board in a place you can see it on a regular basis. We have one for our family. Actually, we haven't done one for 2017 yet, but we're going to. And we have one, and we post our things that what we like and what we want to see happen. And the reason why that is, if it's not in front of you on a regular basis, it's not going to come true, right? You have to see it every day, 2 times a day, 3 times a day. I've actually done one for home, personal life, a vision board for me and my family, and I've done another one for business. So I would encourage you to do that too if you want. You can have 2, it's okay. Don't go crazy with this. Don't do 5 and 10 vision boards, right? Just maybe personal life and business, and just keep focused on it and look at it every day. Make sure it's an image that represents what you want. If it's a certain type of car you want, make sure it's that exact model. If it's a certain type of house you want, maybe a certain neighborhood you want to live in, maybe it's a certain location, maybe it's a certain type of, maybe there's a TV or whatever it could be. Maybe you want to read so many books. Maybe you put a bunch of stack of books that you want to read. Maybe it's start a business. Maybe it's grow your business. Maybe you find an image that represents your goal and dream and post that in a place you can see it. I'll tell you what, whenever I see some of the most successful people or clients that I've worked with, when I see them have an amazing success, I can guarantee you I usually find one of these lying around somewhere because they are just powerful, whether it's in their private office, whether it's in their work office. They have something that they can visually see on a regular basis to help push them and move forward to help them achieve their goals even faster. So those are some secrets that I've used over the years. I know we couldn't have my writing board, like I said earlier today. We just make do. So I hope our time together here one-on-one is fine. And if you do have any questions about setting goals, mobile apps to use, or any questions about goal setting, if you have any questions about goals that you set before in the past and you didn't achieve and you wanted to know why, go ahead and write that in the comments as well. But I wanted to share this with you so you could have another epic and successful 2017. Go out there and make it happen. Whatever you do, don't give up on your goals and dreams. Just keep at it and never, ever give up. I look forward to seeing you real soon. Take care.